So, what are some of the reasons so many adults, why are so many young people, and it's the highest it's ever been in probably the history of the world, but why are so many people choosing to be single in the United States and not get married? So 7 reasons. Singles enjoy the concept of living a single life more than what they can imagine living out a married life. Or they've already tried the marriage route and come to the conclusion that the single life fits them better. So it turns out that single people are analyzing. And so they're like, yeah, maybe I should get married, maybe I should stay single. They're analyzing and they're observing other married couples. And when they weigh it out, so, okay, married life has some advantages. I see that. But married life has some disadvantages. And the single life has some advantages. And for many single people, the scale is tipping to being single. Okay? And we'll go into this in a little bit, why that has occurred and why young people, the scale has tipped to being single. Singles like their independence. There's no one to answer to other than the Lord. They have the freedom of schedule, freedom. Younger people love adventure. They love traveling. They love going places. Now they don't have to check in with anyone. Now they can do whatever. You know, when you're married, you've got a partner, and now, there's give and take and there's compromise. When you're single, there's none of that. There's freedom and career choices. And this is very important because now both men and women have careers. And a lot of singles are worried. Like, here's a man that maybe like, hey, I want to move up the ladder in my corporation. But in order to move up the ladder in my world, my career, it means I got to move. I might have to move to Texas. I might have to move to Japan. I might have to move to California because I want to become CEO of this company someday. But meanwhile, the wife has a dental practice and she can't, the girlfriend has a dental practice and she can't move. So now there's this conflict of careers. And so people are like, oh, you know what? It's better to be single so I'm not tied down, because now men and women are trying to, work on their careers. Third, singles can have multiple friends without worrying about the acceptance of their friends by their spouse. No fear of losing friends or having to create new ones. So the way it used to work in the old days, the wife came in with a set of friends and the new husband would be like, I like those friends. Those you're going to have to put aside. And the wife same way, like, hey, I like these guy friends you have, but these drinking, but they got to go. I don't trust them, I don't. And so you kind of, Robin and I think, were very fortunate. I had my set of friends from New York. She had her set of friends from Ohio. So what do? We moved to Western PA. Then we didn't have any friends. And that way we created friends together, okay? For many, singles have a fear of marriage, divorce, from the examples of their parents, friends, and TV. So, what do you think the divorce rate, for us baby boomers, what do you think the divorce rate was of our parents, the older generation, the builder generation they're called? What do you think their divorce rate was? 2 to 5%. So for us baby boomers, we had good examples of solid marriages, so much that 90% of us were married by 30 years old. But guess what the divorce rate is for baby boomers? It's about 50% and still growing. Because now baby boomers, a whole new movement is starting, graying divorce. Baby boomers that are now divorcing their spouses in their 60s and 70s. Baby boomers aren't done. We thought it was done with 50%. They're still moving on into divorce. So now, all the kids that we raised, 50% of the kids saw their own parents' marriage fall apart. 50% of the younger generations who thought, man, I thought mom and dad had a good marriage. If mom and dad didn't work out, if they wound up in a divorce, look at the messiness of it. Look at how they hate each other. Look how they can't speak. Look at the fights. Look at the consequences financially and all that stuff. And so baby boomers, it's funny how the baby boomers are so upset that the younger generation isn't getting married. And it's like, we're the ones that scared them. We literally scared them that they are like, I don't want to do it. I see, whether it's their own parents or the uncle or their friends' parents, whatever, TV, we've done a good job scaring them off from marriage. Singles fear the financial strain of being connected to someone else. So when Robin and I met, guess how much student loans we had for college? 0. Yeah, college was cheaper back in our day, and I don't even remember student loans being an option, to be honest with you. I don't remember a big thing about student loans. Guess what our car loans were when we met? 0. That's because we weren't allowed to get car loans back then. It was like if you went to a bank and said, I want a car loan for a $50,000 car, they're like, you get lost, kid. Come back when you're 40. How many what do you think our credit card debt was like? 0. Why do you think it was 0? You didn't have credit cards. So when Robin and I met, it was like, okay, I don't know anything. And I'm like, I don't know anything. Let's get married. Okay. Now, today, it is incredible. You meet someone, hey, what's your debt load? Oh, I owe 130,000 student loans. I owe 55 on my car, and I have 28 on my credit cards, and I'm mortgaged to the hilt. What do you have? I've got, and it's like, wow. And so people don't want to get married because now, especially when one is more frugal, so when you have one that is kind of debt-free, but now they meet someone that otherwise might be a great spouse, but now, wait a second, if I marry you, I'm taking on $100,000 student loan, I'm taking on your car loan, your credit card loan. You understand? It's a whole new world in the financial realm that is very scary. And I'm not sure I would do it. If my wife came to me and said, I owe $100,000, I'd be like, hey, nice, I know. I would make an exception for you, dear. I'm sure. Singles fear the difference in personal drive, work, household chores. So this has become even more of an issue than ever because now women and men both have careers. And so women are each side is really judging the other. What kind of drive do you have? So here's a woman that has a drive to, again, in my example, to be a CEO of a company. But she's married to a guy that's like, I'm okay in middle management. I don't, I'm happy. I don't need to press on and now, or vice versa. Now there's this issue for a lot of women because women are working as much as men, then they are observing their fiancés or boyfriends, and they notice when they get home, or they could be married too, when they get home, the guy's like, well, I'm done. I put in my 40 hours. I'm going to play video games. I'm going to hang out with my friends while you clean the house and take care of the kids because you wanted a kid. Even though the woman now, in over 50% of the cases, could be making more money than the husband. And so now the woman's like, wait a second. What am I doing here? Why would I marry someone who I'm working just as hard, making just as much money, and they're as lazy as can be and don't want to share anything? I may as well just stay single. It's because I don't have to do the laundry for 2, and I don't have to cook for 2, and on top of everything else I'm doing. So again, it's just like, wow, things have so changed. 7, singles fear having to deal with another set of in-laws and the new possible family drama which they sense they are already drained emotionally with their own family. So for whatever reason, us baby boomers, the young people, and when I say young people, I'm talking about 50 and under, okay, 50 to 20, that group. I realize it's a couple generations. They are emotionally drained dealing with family drama that has been created by us, by moms, dads, expectations. So now the single people are like, all right, I already have family drama with my parents, so they got divorced, they don't speak, the drama there, the drama with my brother, sister, this, and now I'm gonna marry someone who's having family drama herself. And to be honest with you, I can barely deal with the drama that my own parents are creating. I don't know if I'm ready to take on a second set of drama. And it's even worse if one or both have been married before. And so, wait a second. You've got family drama, and you were married before, and you have a kid, and now I have to deal with the drama of your ex and the ex's family, the grandparents that want to be involved, and the swapping of the kids. And now, oh, by the way, I've been married before too, and I have a kid, and oh man, you should see what my ex-spouse is like. And so suddenly now it's the drama of 4 families. And the single people of today, I don't know why, I'm not sure if it's overworked, but their level of emotional, what do I want to call it? Yeah, ability is drained. And so to take on family drama can often be, I'm not doing it. I can't get married. I can barely handle my own family.